get it. Okay. Good. So a rounded chorister. So I'm just going to talk a bit about the introduction, talk about vocal techniques, and then because these are some of the terms I'm going to be using in the introduction. We'll also talk about music repertoires, then vocal health, how to maintain a healthy voice or a healthy vocals, and then we conclude. So before 30 minutes or 40 minutes, we should be done. So please, if you have questions, write your questions down, and then you can ask after the lecture. Okay, so what is a rounded chorister, or who is a rounded chorister? A rounded chorister is a singer who has well-rounded knowledge of vocal technique and repertoire. So I'll define this later, but let's just have that. So a rounded chorister is a singer who has a well-rounded knowledge of vocal technique and repertoire. Before I go ahead, please, how many people are live in church? How many people are there, so that we can know how many people we're going to punish? How many people are in church now?
There are 12 people in church.
Okay, 12, and I think we are about 30.
And there are about 3 who asked to be excused.
Okay.
So Auntie Moen said she's not feeling too fine. She will join online. Arisha said she has an appointment.
Okay.
And then somebody else has a doctor's appointment, but will join us later.
Okay. So we should have about 10 or 15 left that are supposed to join. That's supposed to be physically in church. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Please let Jerry. He's waiting.
Okay. Okay. All right. I can't find him, or he's not waiting on. Maybe he's waiting on the other link. Tell him it's this one.
Okay. Okay.
He's not here. Okay, so we've talked about vocal technique, mentioned vocal technique and repertoire. I'll talk about that in details later. So to be a well-rounded chorister means you are able to perform a variety of music styles. And if you've been in CPT for long, you know I've always been shouting about things like this. Be able to perform variety of music styles, classicals, contemporary, jazz, apala, Fuji, any form of music style. That is what it means to be a rounded chorister, not you just staying on one style. And I want to believe, especially for musicians, you should be able to play all genres of music. I don't really like it when some keyboardist or organist will tell you that they can only play hymns and classics. They can't play to praise and worship. Some Tumba Alujo people can only play praise and worship. They can't play to notes, hymns, and anthems. You are not a rounded musician if you do or chorister if you do that. So you have a good understanding of vocal health and proper vocal technique. We'll look at vocal health in a bit as well. And a well-rounded chorister also has a good understanding of the basics of music theory and sight singing. If you are still yet to sight sing, you are very wrong to even be in CPT, because I don't know if you've been attending the music classes, but you must be able to sight sing to be a well-rounded chorister. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, what are vocal techniques? Even though I've put it here, I will have said some people okay, let me use, hold on. Okay, I think so that's I won't be able to be asking you people questions. Okay, so what are vocal techniques? I hope you can still see full screen on your side. Everybody. I hope you can still see the full screen.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So vocal techniques are ways that we use the voice to produce desired effects. Desired effects here now is very broad. Desired effects is very broad because one of the things I do teach people is especially about music. You need to understand that music is sound. Music is sound. So if you can see music as sound, although people now say, I mean, musicians that further defines it or qualifies it as sound that makes sense. And if you want to be philosophical about that, what makes sense to you may not make sense to me. So makes sense is broad. So, but let's look at this producing a desired effect, because you can whistle with your voice, and that's the effect you want in that music or at that particular time. A number of things you can do with your voice. So vocal techniques are ways of using the voice to produce a desired effect. If you're going to sing baritone, just singing, if you're doing hard libs, you're doing all these things. These are desired, some of the desired effects. So these techniques can be used to improve vocal tone, volume, range, and expression. So I'm going to tell you about 7 different vocal techniques. That's the next slide. So these are 7 different vocal techniques. So I'll take them one by one. And okay, maybe someone can just tell me what if they know any of these. So let's take it one by one. Breath control. What does that mean? Breath control, either from the audience in the church. I would have even loved you to put on the video so that I can see the faces of people in church. But either from audience in church or those online, what is breath control? Who is starting? Anybody? Nobody in CPT knows what breath control means.
Okay, somebody will talk now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, who is talking? We'll talk about breath control.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Who is
breath
speaking?
control
Put on the camera. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, breath control is ability to control your breathing or control your tongue, control your breath when playing a woodwind instrument. So, for example, ability to. So, for example, ability.
Okay, why not use the same audio that is coming out from the Bluetooth speaker? That's the easiest, so that I don't have this feedback. The same one that is having the Bluetooth speaker, use it as audio. The same device.
Okay, so ability to sing a note or a bar before we get to rest. So if there's no rest in the music stave, so ability to control that breath, to be able to sing that particular note before one rest, before one observe that rest.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, a little bit like it. Any other person?
Who else? Oh yeah, who else wants to speak? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows what breath control is.
I think breath control is
Yeah, come on.
breath control is how you it, because our the what really transmits our tone is the hair, the breath. So how we manage it and how we use it when we are singing, that is breath control.
Beautiful. I love that. How you manage your breath. That's just it. How you manage your breath when singing. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, breath control is the ability. Okay. Breath control is the ability to manage our breaths without interference to the music, maybe singing, playing of the instrument. So it's just the ability to manage our breaths without interference with the music.
Okay, thank you very much. Lovely contributions, everyone. So breath control actually helps you to improve your vocal tone. If you have a good breath control, your vocal tone will greatly increase. It also helps you with your volume. It helps you with your expression. Also helps pass out the message of your song. Like Daddy always correct us about this popular hymn. Ọmọ Ọlọ́run ni ẹ́, tọ́lá tí máa bú sáyọ̀, nígbò ṣe á òde à. Those are bad breath control. It doesn't pass out the message of the song. So if you have a good control of your breath, you'll be able to sing correctly. You'll be able to manage your expressions properly. The second one is vibrato. What is vibrato? Anybody?
Okay, vibrato is a musical effect that helps in that talks about pulsating effect in pitches. So you're going high in your pitch and low, high and low, high and low in your pitches.
Okay, so that's falsetto. That's not vibrato. But falsetto is a form of vibrato, though. But what is the broad definition? Anybody definition of vibrato? Is the answer is in the question now? Is in the name, say. Vibrato is vibrating.
We don't want chorus answer.
Abio.
Is how we manipulate the vibration of our tone.
Exact vibration. Slightly vibrating your voice. Just what like the Lord. That's vibrato. The Lord. All those things. Exactly. So slightly vibrating your voice when singing. It adds expression, adds color, adds flavor to the performance. So I mean, we all know what it is. So we can practice that on our own. The next one is pitch changes. We know what pitch is now. Pitch is when we raise the notes higher or lower. So or the words. So now, what are dynamics? When we talk about dynamics in music, what are dynamics? Anybody? What are dynamics?
I'm not sure. He said you should bring it. He said you should bring it.
I'm not saying you should bring it. Just on mute so that she can talk. Okay, it's on mute. Give it to her.
No. Dynamics. I think when we are talking about dynamics, we are talking about the accident sounds like the sharp, the flat, and the natural signs. in music.
Okay, but we're not talking about what is the topic we're discussing now? We're discussing vocal techniques. So how will sharp enter vocal techniques? So what are dynamics?
To me, this is Abiodun. I'm
Okay.
Abiodun. So dynamics in music, for me, to my own understanding, is the movement in music, musical movements. As we are observing the sharp, as we are observing the musical notes, the musical accidentals, and everything we have on the music, observing the movement in a right
what is this movement?
accord is.
You are talking as if you are talking to a politician. And people are giving political answers. We are on it. We'll do it. There's that road. You're talking like politicians who is promising to repair your road. Yeah, Sam, you're raising your hand. Unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Dynamics can be seen as the volume or the level of your production.
Ó sì lọ Google ẹ̀, ó ṣe. Mo rí tó tẹ̀ sílẹ̀ àsórí. Ó tó tún kà lórí fóònù. Wọ́n ti àsórí wá tiẹ̀ sáré wá deliver ẹ̀ wípé Okay, yes, that's very correct. Dynamics is going to volume. When we say, okay, go soft on verse 3, at this part, you sing it softer, you increase your volume here. Someone wants to say something there?
Yeah, I said depth of expression.
Yeah, exactly. Expression in terms of volume. Dynamics, when we say you add dynamics to the song, is talking about volume. Soft, loud, very soft, very loud, attack, just volume, playing around with the volume. Okay, what is phrasing? This is very important because we're hymn singing church. I think someone should just tell me this straight. What is phrasing? And I've given an example of phrasing a couple of minutes ago.
Okay, what I understand by phrasing is, for example, in saxophone, so we have some phrasing like, so we can generate a phrasing from pentatonic scale. Okay, maybe just like we use example of vibrato, like I want to look for one song to explain this. Like I just want to say something like that. So
okay, no, that's the phrasing of people that didn't study music. That's not phrasing.
Okay.
That is, they call it phrasing. It's a local, it's like a mechanic calling bearings, Boris. You understand? That's not phrasing. Okay, who can tell me what is phrasing? It's a process. And I've given an example of phrases just a few minutes ago.
She wants to answer here.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris, tell us.
Phrasing. It's a method of.
It's okay. We can't hear you.
It's a sequence of notes in a passage of music.
Hey, girls, A levels, like masters.
Textbook response.
Masters, like one year.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like laying emphasis. Like when you are telling the story, just for people to know the meaning of what you are saying, you lay emphasis on some words. So, to my own understanding, that is what I understand by phrasing.
Beautiful. Okay,
so
everybody.
Emphasis on some words.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much. I mean, lovely contribution. And I will just take it from what everybody have said. Yes, phrasing allows you to lay emphasis. For instance, the same hymn I used, Ọmọ Ọlọ́run ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti máa bú sáyọ̀. That's a phrase. if you break that phrase, you've lost the meaning of the song. But if you break that phrase, praise God from whom of blessings flow. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. It's different from praise God from whom all blessings flow. So phrasing is an art of delivering a song in a musical and an expressive way. So part of the expression of delivering that song is letting people understand what you are singing. The Lord is a man of war. It's different from the Lord is a man of war. People will not get, they won't understand, they won't get the message behind that song. So part of excellent vocal techniques is to master phrasing, especially when singing hymns. And our hymn book, the hard copy hymn book, and also the notes have commas, semicolon, punctuation marks. Those are the places we're expected to breathe, because that's a whole phrase. So good breath control that we started with will help you to manage phrasing very well. So let's go to the next one, number 6, articulation. Not articulated though, because people, you know, some of you are talking like politicians that time. What is articulation? Let me see if someone will say it's the art of supporting article. What is articulation?
Don't be afraid to say what you. That's how we correct.
I would say articulation is how a note is pronounced in music. Or let me put it that way. How a sentence sounds.
Good. So how yes, very good. How the words, not you don't pronounce notes, you pronounce words. How the words or phrases are clearly pronounced or sung, so people can hear what you're doing. So a good vocal techniques include very strong articulation. And the last but not the least, resonance. Resonance is actually talk about the voice itself, the quality and the texture of the voice. So resonance, that's when we talk about the chest voice, the head voice, the breast voice. Oh, it's the okay. Once this ends, maybe I should just I don't know, I didn't know you don't have the unlimited one. It has given us 10 more minutes. So I'll just send the link once this ends. I don't have.
Oh, okay. Or we can quickly do another.
Okay, so
Jerry will do a link answer.
Jerry has unlimited.
Unlimited. No, I don't have.
No, I have unlimited.
We don't have. Oh, okay. Okay. Please share.
I'll just share that. Let this one end. So let's just go to the next slide. I hope we all understand what breath control, vibrato, pitch changes, dynamics, phrasing, articulation, and resonance. I hope we understand what they mean. I want to believe everybody said yes. Or is there anybody that said no? Okay, so let's look at what makes a good music repertoire. What is repertoire, Seth? Who was the person that used to speak English in those days? Taleni, you know? Who is that our English teacher in those days?
Lamide.
Okay, Lamide. Yeah, she have Japa now. She has followed man. She has followed man to Japa. Okay. Now, repertoire just means reserve or reservoir or what you have. So a good music repertoire should be diverse. It should include various styles of music, like I've said at the beginning. It should appeal to a wide range of audience. Don't just say we're a youth church, we're only talking to Sorosoke people. You should have music as good choristers. You should have music in your repertoire that appeal to a wide range of audiences. Don't let me tell you, don't let them, you come to minister, for instance, you've been ministering in the NCA now, the hyper jigby song, the fast-paced song. Now you're to minister in a DCC program or in a regional program, and you cannot carry those people along because they are not in the demography of people you are used to. You should have songs that will cater for that demography, except you were called to specifically lead to appeal to a certain demography. But even if I was called to do that, I will still try and carry other people along. So a good repertoire should appeal to a wide range of audiences. It should also include a mix of well-known and lesser-known songs, so that you don't just say everything is special number. You know, there was a time, we've talked about this several times during our feedback. You don't just learn. You want to sing 5 songs in a 20 minutes praise and worship. 3 are new songs. I mean, that you can introduce 1 new song and 4 well-known songs. So you need to mix it like that. And you should not just be singing well-known songs. We know that when once brother Lagwaja or sister Lagwaja is coming, this is the song she sings. We've known you for that kind of, no, a good chorister should not be that predictable. There's a particular very, very popular musician, myself and my wife. Maybe some people will know the person here. She's a woman though. You can, everywhere she has ministered, all the things that I've seen, I've heard of her, all the songs, all the ministration, either on YouTube or once she went to do live, is the same set of songs, the same ad-lib, the same thing. Do you know that person? Anybody has noticed that? The same thing, call her to anywhere, it's still the same song she will sing, the same set of songs. After this one is the next one, the same thing. Has anybody noticed that? A very popular Nigerian musician. Nobody has noticed that the lady.
Sinach.
No, Sinach mixes her songs now. If you Google her, the only thing that is in her repertoire is that same lineup of songs, the same thing. She will come and minister anywhere, in church or in any way. It's still the same lineup of songs. Well, I don't listen to her. No, I don't know if she's the one. If she's
Is this Shola?
No, Shola mixes songs now.
No, she
But
doesn't.
I'll give you as an assignment. Put it on the group between now and end of today. Or let me give it till 12 noon tomorrow. If you can find that person, what should I give you?
100,000.
What should I give you? Okay, I'll buy kilishi for you when I'm coming to Lagos. I promise that person special kilishi. Whoever gets this first, Neo, when she book and to back and you will show me the evidence. You won't just guess. You won't just guess. You show me the evidence. If I tell Morgan, she might say, "Obirin learning." So put it on the group. Let's go ahead because of time. So all right, it should also be varied enough to keep the audience engaged and interested. You should vary your songs in such a way, and then it should be well rehearsed. Thank God we rehearse. Do we still rehearse praise and worship? But at least thank God we believe in rehearsing praise and worship. Some choirs, they think that over praise and worship. So rehearse your praise and worship, polish it so that you can do it confidently and accurately. So what is vocal health? Okay, vocal health is a physical and mental well-being of the voice. The physical and mental well-being of the voice. Good vocal health requires a balanced diet, Adequate hydration. Maybe let's start with that balanced diet. Someone has asked me this question before, a long time ago. Mute yourself now. That why is it that birds have higher pitches than hen? Why? It's an old man that explained that thing to me, very elderly music icon. Papa Taiwo. I don't think anybody here knows Papa Taiwo, but start to know we know Papa Taiwo. Why do you think birds have higher pitches than hen and adìyẹ? Why? Anybody? You ever thought about it?
I think it's the nature of the beak.
No. There are some birds whose beak are like that of hen. Wonderful. Tola, thank you very much. Because of what they eat. Simple. Yes. That's Tola got it. Tola put the answer on the chat box. It's because of what they eat. Adìyẹ, we eat eba, we eat àgbàdo, eat everything. Birds only eat grains, light grains, rice, very light grains. It's because of what they eat. Simple. So, yeah, it's a soprano singer. It's about issue, carbohydrate, just eat plantain cheese, carry everything, fried plantain, dodo, bokoto, everything. You will not be able to. Oh, okay. I think I've said it in CCCF. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for reminding. So yeah, I got it from a very elderly. At that time, Papa Taiwo, when he told me I was a teenager, at that time I think he was 90 something. He's a very elderly music man. He's gone to be the Lord. So because of what they eat, that's the simple thing. So, and why do you think that we have more white-skinned soprano singers with very unreasonably high pitch than Africans? Why is it that Africans have more broader voices than higher pitches? Yes, we have a few who have higher pitches. And those ones who have higher pitches, how do they look? Our sisters that have high pitch, describe their stature. Mostly. The real sopranos. I think we can go ahead now, right? Are we okay in church?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So I was asking you to describe the stature, the physical stature of most people with very high pitches in Africa. Your audio is not sounding well. Oh. What's happening? Yeah, the audio is muddled up somehow. I can hear you, but it's muddled up. It's doing vroom, 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 something like that. Anyone on the on Zoom that wants to tell us, describe one. Yeah, and it was clear before. Can someone else join with their device and let's see?
Is mine clear?
Yes, yours is clear.
I think mine is clear.
Okay, hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, it's better now. Yes. It's better now. Oh yeah, now I heard you and you went mute again.
Hello, Tirada.
Yeah, it's better.
Going you.
Can you hear me? Oh, they can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear.
Have we sorted it out now?
I think we're trying to do that.
Okay.
You can continue, sir.
You can hear me now? Yes, I can hear. As in, is the church, is the people in the church, are they okay now? Can I go ahead?
They are not. They are not.
Well, I'll wait for them. Don't worry.
Okay, please speak, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now? Are we okay now? Are we okay now? Are we okay now?
Am I allowed to mute device?
So is it still echoing? I hope it's no longer echoing. You can just chat, let me know.
Yeah, it's fine now. It's fine now.
Okay, so now let's start. Let's go. Who is describing for us? Who is describing someone with a high pitch, their stature? Or most people with high pitches, what is their stature in Africa? Kò sẹ́ni tó tí ì rí ẹni tó ní high pitch rí ni. My wife said they are always brief. Aside being brief, any other quality? Oh yeah, come and tell them.
They're always brave and slim. They're not on the big side.
Okay. Most of those guys that are slim, especially soprano singers that have very high pitches. What kind of food do they eat? Indomie, all those food that has nothing, has no life, rice. They will never eat ever. So balance your diet. I'm just trying to let you see. I hope you can hear me in church. I'm just trying to let you see that your diet actually has a lot of direct proportion to the quality of your voice or to the health of your vocals. Your diet has a lot of things to do with it. Then adequate hydration. Normally in Africans, especially you people Lagosians, you don't drink enough water. That's, I mean, you sweat. We don't drink enough water. As choristers, we need to make conscious effort to stay hydrated. Consciously to stay hydrated. Then healthy lifestyle choices. Of course, nobody here drinks or smokes, so let's just get that out of the way. Regular vocal rests. You don't shout. You don't rest your voice. Avoid speaking too loudly, straining your voice, or speaking for long periods of time without breaks. Your voice is actually your instrument. Then we can also do vocal exercises. Is very good for maintaining or developing our vocal health. Okay. Okay, next slide. Okay. Now, how to maintain a good vocal health. How to maintain a good vocal health. I put it in about, I think 8 points. So you can either screenshot or take a note of this. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink plenty water and other fluids to keep your vocal cords lubricated. Drink a lot of water. Number 2, avoid irritants. I know nobody does alcohol and smoking here. Have you seen those people who smoke? All those area boys. That's the effect of carbon or smoking on their vocal cords. Talking like this. Like their vocal box has broken. So those are the and avoid staying in places where they smoke. You may actually be a secondary smoker. Then use proper techniques, learn the correct vocal techniques, and use them when speaking or singing to avoid straining your voice. Then number 4, avoid overuse. Don't overuse your voice. Your voice is an instrument. Don't overuse it. So overusing your voice can lead to vocal fatigue, and we don't want that. Then warm up your voice. Before singing or speaking, do vocal warm-ups to prevent strain and improve vocal quality. So do vocal warm-ups. There are several types of vocal warm-ups. It's a pity that time will not permit us to, then because I'm not there physically to monitor. So there are loads of warm-ups, and Shegun can take us in some of those. Number 6, I guess, number 6 now. Sing or speak at comfortable volumes. Don't push your voice beyond its natural limits. Your voice has a limit. And I want you to understand that it is not the fact that your voice cannot pass a particular limit has not made you bad, has not turned you into a bad singer. Know the limit of your voice. Don't push beyond the limit. Take breaks. Allow yourself to rest. Rest your voice, particularly if you've been singing or speaking for long periods of time. Then visit a doctor. People don't know that they are vocal doctors. They are ENT doctors, ear, nose, and throat. They can help you if your voice gets cracked on time. Doctors can actually help you. if you have any vocal issues. Thank you very much. Let me have your questions now. Questions? Questions. I can't hear you. Maybe you should use Jerry's device. I can't hear anything. I can't hear you at all. I thought Jerry was in the same room. Why not use Jerry's device?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better now. Yes.
Okay. He asked us not to strain our voice, asked us not to shout. What if we are singing descant?
That would say we should go higher.
No. For those, okay, Sarah also said she wasn't in the rehearsal of Niger's church on Sunday morning on that inauguration. She wasn't there. And those of you who were in that rehearsal, can anybody tell me what I told you about descants and notes, especially on the treble staff? Can anybody remind us? Any soprano singer that was there? You are scared. Hello. Okay, let me assume that because especially okay, then let me mention her name so that I'm very sure she knows that I'm likely going to mention her name, but let me prove her wrong today. Now, if you look at, I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can get. Okay, let me share. I'll stop sharing this and share. In fact, let me even share that descant. To God be the glory, so that you understand. If you're not supposed to be in soprano, it's a different thing. So that you understand how these notes and things work. And you will effect the corollary system in. Where is it though? Just give me a moment. Okay, yes, it's here. Okay, so let me share the screen and even these descants as an example. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen in church?
We can see it.
Beautiful. Now, this is the treble staff. Any note that is within this staff, if you say you're a treble singer, you will take it comfortably. Any note, once you just see, that's why it's good to sight sing. Once you just see a staff, and it's treble staff, and your notes are within here, a little bit below, a little bit above. That's your range. Now, let me see if there's some, or let me open MuseScore. You will see that there are times that if some notes have, if I'm going on this note, for instance, let me annotate this particular note that alto is singing, for instance, is getting already too low for a soprano singer, because it's already almost 2 ledger lines below the treble staff. It's already getting too low for a soprano singer. If I have 2 ledger lines as well above the treble staff, it's already getting too high for a soprano singer. Are you following me? So in as much as the note is within your staff, maximum 1 ledger line above, 1 ledger line below, it is 100% within your vocal range. Now let's look at this particular music and see where, if any at all, you had issues whereby you went above the treble staff. Look at this note. You've not even hit a ledger line yet. It's still within your vocal range. Go to the next line, the next descant. Look at it. Again, above, just the next space above the treble staff. Look at it and keep going. You see, the only extra note is just 1 ledger line above the treble staff, which a good soprano singer will take. So except you've missed your party, maybe you're supposed to be in Labour Party and you're in PDP, so you need to decamp. If indeed you're a soprano singer, these are your vocal ranges. Now, let me stop sharing this and share MuseScore so that you can understand. I hope it has opened. Oh, it's not open yet. Okay. I want you to understand something I want to do, because automatically, if you're a songwriter, it tells you automatically when the note is getting too high or too low for that part. It's automatic. Now let's change this. Okay, I want us to change it to.
I have another question, sir.
Okay, I'm coming. Let me just quickly explain. Okay, I'm coming. Let's see, to be able to turn it to, how do you? Okay, let me just open another one. Test. Okay. So let's look at this. Now, if I'm going to, as a songwriter, I just want to assume if I'm putting this here, you see that it's blue. Can you see that it has turned to red? Can you see that color? Let me zoom in. Oh, can you see my screen? I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? I hope they can see my screen.
Yes, I can see from here.
Okay. So can you see that when I'm here, this one turned to a little bit, is no longer black. That is when sopranos should be struggling. This is black. This is still your normal range. Put it inside here, it's still black. It's still black. It's still black. Now let's go down. Let's go down. Can you see that it has turned to red? Soprano cannot pitch these down notes. Look at this one. This down, can you see? Look at your reds. It's showing, let me annotate it. This is showing that, no, you've killed the soprano people. They cannot pitch these notes. This is showing that, no, this is not a soprano range, too low. This is telling you that, okay, they're getting to they're about hitting the maximum. Let's look at alto. You will see that it's going to be different. Let's look at alto. So if I'm doing an alto, if I put it alto staff, can you see that it has turned to green? That's too high for an alto singer. Church, I hope you can see my screen. Can you see it's normal for alto, normal for alto, normal for alto. Bring it down. It's still normal for alto. It's still normal for alto. Now let's go down. Let's go down. Can you see that it has turned to, oh, this is too low. An alto singer cannot pitch this. So when a choir master is telling you that you can pitch, it is not because he has faith in you. Except that is not your vocal range. You are not singing that part. Let's look at tenor. Same treble staff, but you can see that normally the tenor. Let me annotate that. See that. Sorry. Oops. Okay. You see that the treble staff of tenor has 8 below it, which means normally this should be 8 notes below. But because we don't want to be talking about ledger lines, that's why we are representing it. Normally it should be down, down, down. But so let's go ahead. You see tenor is fine here. It's fine here. It's fine here. You see that tenor has started having problem after the first ledger line. Let's go down. Let's bring tenor down. Let's bring it down further. You see that tenor, this is too low for tenor. It's fine for tenor, but this is too low for tenor. So automatically, it will tell us, it will tell the music man. So let's try and do bass, so that you understand this as well. Let me clear all this. Let's do bass. So automatically, if a composer composes something, any song, I'm coming, just a minute. If a composer composes any song for bass and it's 2 ledger lines below the bass staff, look at it. A bass singer cannot pitch that. Can you see? It has already turned to, it can't pitch it. It's automatic. Let's take it up and see. It's not okay. Let me reduce the zooming. Oops. Okay. Can you see that that's too high for a bass? So automatically, when we are writing songs, the system tells us what is high for the pitch. So it is not because I have faith in you or I don't have faith in you. It is your. I hope I've not lost the church. Did you see all the Turin I spoke? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, so you heard everything I said. So go on with the second question then.
Okay, yeah, the second question is still around. The second question is still around the vocal range. Now, the answer you give. The second question is still around the vocal. Okay. Yeah, the second question is still around the vocal range. So you've used the musical notes, the musical sheet to explain the range. So in a situation where someone like me is asked to take a particular song, maybe a contemporary song or praise and worship, and I can see that the pitch high or is too low. So how do I know my vocal range and how to differentiate this vocal range from being lazy?
Okay, thank you very much. Lovely question. You need to master your voice, like I said. You need to know your range. Myself, I know I can. This note that what's it called says is too low. I know I can take it. I can take this note, second ledger line below the start. Take it. But I can't do an F. Or once it is F or a G, okay, do, re, mi, or fa, E, F, maybe an A. Where are we now? This is G, A, B. So once we are getting to A, B, well, this is my last note. This note is my last note on the bass staff. I cannot pitch this note. I cannot pitch this note. Never, no bass singer can even do this. I can't pitch this note. This is my last note. So it's because I've mastered my voice. The reason why I said I always sing on E flats is because I know my highest note on the second octave is a fa. So all my ad-libs will be from that lower to the upper fa. So if I know that is not E flat or is F, I can no longer get to fa. I will stop on the re. That's part of being musical and also mastering your voice. Once I know what key are you singing on, if you're singing on G, I know I'm just going to do from do to do. I don't even, my ad-lib will just be within one octave. And Asha is one of the musicians that mastered her voice. You will never find Asha singing falsetto ad-libs. All her ad-libs can be within 5 notes, not even up to 1 octave. But she's mastered her voice. So if you're doing praise and worship, know the key you're singing on and know the maximum, already know that, oh, this is the maximum I can go on this key, and just stay within that ad-lib, those range of keys, of notes. I hope you got it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other question?
I have another question.
Okay. Oh.
So the last training we had, we are told to be careful water, cold drinks, and anything cold. But I know some people that can drink ice block and they can still pitch high.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention them, they know themselves as I'm talking now. So is it that for every rule there's exception?
Yeah, of course. Now that's a rule of life.
Should I continue to?
Haven't you seen very big people who have high pitches and they hit ever? There's always exception. There are always people that nature is just. Haven't you seen people that have eaten burger, all the burgers in this life, and they are still as thin as anything? And you see people that and we've seen people that are as thin as anything. They are very slim. I mean, we've seen people that they only eat once in a day. In fact, they fast almost every time, and they're as big as anything. So, of course, there are exceptions to all rules, but it's just that's just a general rule. In fact, Tola will bear me witness. In university days, I do sing bars in our particular group. When we are going for administration and I want my bars to burst speaker, I go to take a very chilled bottle of malt. See, they don't burn you, like my bars will come up, the speaker will be doing. So just understand that your voice is part of you. Your voice is your health. It's part of your body. So if you understand your voice and master your voice, you'll be able to do all those things. Any other question? Okay, thank you very much. Over to you. So I'll make you the host now. Everybody can still connect on this link for those of us who are not presently in Ishaga. Who should I make the host? Should I make Shegun the host or Jerry, so that the person can be admitting people in? Hello? Am I still audible?
Okay, make me the host.
Okay. You can actually stop recording so that it won't be too long.
Okay, who was
Stop.
okay?
No, don't worry, it's recording in the cloud. So once you stop